Salvete omnes, this is I'm Amelia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and let's do another project. This is Temple of Kroz, or Kroz 5. It's the sequel to Return to Kroz, which I played back in 2015. And I guess you'd call these adventure games with some roguelike inspiration, maybe? They're a bunch of DOS games that are done entirely in ASCII art, and I only know about them because Return to Kroz, which is the one that I did before, was one of the games on this old computer that I had as a kid, or that my family had, rather. And they're one of those series that I didn't really expect to like, or wouldn't really expect to like, but here we are. So, we're playing on easy mode because the only difference really between the different difficulties, as far as I can tell, is how many resources you get. I'm sure I could beat the game on normal and maybe hard mode, but it doesn't matter all that much, so let's begin our descent into Kroz. So here we are on level 1, and this game's level 1 is weird. So we can press any key to begin the level, we can use the numpad to move. Those little A umlaut things are the enemies in this one, and the brown squares are crumbled walls. We also have 4 items around us. We found a gold nugget, which gives us 500 points, and no, getting points doesn't get you anything but bragging rights. And then this, whatever that character is a slow time spell, which does what you'd expect it to, really. This purple arrow is a teleport scroll, and this blue... shoot, I accidentally skipped through the text, but this blue rectangle is a tablet. It gives us points, and it tells us a message. In this case, creatures will die if they touch crumbled walls. So yeah, we can lure the monsters into eating the walls for us, and then we get rid of them. So you pretty much want to do this one in a specific order, a corner at a time, because there are some invisible things in the game, such as this, I forget what they call it, but you can have certain effects that'll remove walls and things like this. In this case, magic has been released as this chamber. Yes, is this chamber. These are gems, they are our HP, and this red triangle kills a bunch of monsters, a creature zap spell, so now there are no more monsters in the level, because it only kills up to a... I forget if it's an exact number or up to a certain number, but either way, we can just collect these gems at our leisure. These are our hit points. Different monsters take off different amounts of gems depending on what color they are. Red ones only deal 1 damage, green ones are 2, and blue ones are 3. So now we want to head to the bottom right corner. Now the weird thing about this level is these. A creature creation trap. Yeah, there are invisible traps in here that will create monsters. And quite a lot of them at that. And they're all over the place in this one. Why they'd put those in level 1, I have no idea. But yeah, and there's another one. I don't exactly have the locations of all of them memorized, but we'll do our best not to hit... I say that now. Okay, well, we'll get another zap spell, and at least get rid of some of the monsters. And the monsters can also eat your items, which that one just did with that whip. That's what these white candy cane looking things are. Those are whips. You can use those to attack enemies, and you can also use them to break open crumbled walls. Get another zap spell. And some more golden nuggets, and teleport scrolls. Oops, didn't mean to run into that monster. So now all that's left is to head to the exit. I think the bottom row is mostly safe, but not entirely. Yeah, why would they put a bunch of creature creation traps in level 1? That's just cruel. I'm sorry, but if you're quick enough, you can avoid a lot of the monsters anyway. Also, the little gray thing with the lines on it down there is the exit, and it's entirely surrounded by creation traps. So, whipping them makes them visible. Whoops, I just took... Okay, maybe I didn't. Oh, and here's an annoying thing about the whips, is they have a % chance of destroying a wall. They're always guaranteed to kill monsters, but I believe there's a formula where for killing other things, it's like a certain number out of 7, and your starting whip only has a 2 in 7 chance of destroying a thing. And wow, I'm not getting very good RNG here. That's not the wall I needed. Oh, come on! That is one irritating thing about... Oh yeah, now you destroy all the walls. So there's another creature creation trap here, and one there. But here is a reveal gem scroll, which is kind of like the opposite. Yahoo, you discovered a hidden reveal gem scroll, which is totally not worth it with how many monsters are in this level now. Yeah, those are good, but they tend to put them right next to the exit after you've already been through the level and gotten all the stuff and had monsters spawn and things like that. Point is, we move on to level 2. We wasted a heck of a lot of whips, but stairs take us to the next lower level. So every even level in this game, and all Kroz games, as far as I know, is randomized, except for the final one. So now we're in a room full of forest terrain. At least that only takes one whip swing. Okay, well that was rude. The darker color ones are trees, and they act like crumbled walls. But these lighter green tiles, at least we can be guaranteed to get through them in one shot. This yen symbol here is a magic bomb. It'll destroy a bunch of scenery and enemies around it, like so. It doesn't destroy the trees, but it destroys the forest terrain. And we seriously need some whips after that previous level. So I'm gonna go get some. Because our stock of them is darn near gone, and this is why I prefer to play on easy mode, because on the harder modes, I can imagine that RNG would get really irritating really fast. Okay, now the question is, what do I actually want to do next here? Because there's a lot of stuff you can get in this level, but it happened to spawn one of the exits right next to us, so we could just end it early, but I want to get treasure, darn it. So we could get that whip, but we'd have to expend a whip to get it, so that would be a waste. We could go... Whoops. Wrong button. We could hope to break through one of those trees, which we didn't. Great. But at least we're up to 7 whips now, so that's something. And it's only level 2, so... And the monster ate my whip, that's nice. I can sacrifice a gem. I think you also lose points if you run into a wall. But again, I don't particularly care about points, so whatever. That's more like it. Whoops. That is not the thing I wanted to touch. Oh well, we have more gems than we have whips, so... We could get that creature zap spell there. Let's do here. Yeah, might as well do that. Don't need to have enemies eating my treasure. So, now all the enemies are gone. We want to head over to the right side of the level where that little circle thing is, because that is an increased whip power ring, and if you saw how I did with level 1, yeah, we want that. We definitely want that. Get as many of those as you can, or at least get 5 of them. I guess after 5 you don't need any more, since then your whip power will be 7 out of 7, and that makes it guaranteed to hit to destroy everything. Well, actually, I guess it's only for crumbled walls. There are other things later in the game that take more hits, so it's not just out of 7. But so yeah, like I said, get as many whip power rings as you can. Probably the most worth it item in the game. So you can get that whip. There's a bunch of gems there. I don't know if they're quite worth it. Get another magic bomb here. What does this tablet say? Raid this level for as many supplies as possible. Get the ring. Comma, splice, and typo. Nice. So yeah, even the game itself agrees that we should be looking for treasure here. And this is only level 2, so the later randomly generated levels will get a lot nastier. Honestly, they're probably my least favorite part of the game. All the random levels. Like, this one's not too bad, because we can destroy most of the terrain in one hit, and there aren't too many enemies, but later on, they get kind of obnoxious. And by kind of, I mean really freaking obnoxious as heck, a lot of them. Also, those K, R, O, and Z letters, if you collect those in order to spell Kroz, then you get a bunch of points, 10,000, I think. Remembering that correctly, right? Most of the time, though, the letters are placed in kind of out-of-the-way places, and I don't bother with them. But hey, we got the increased whip power ring, which kindly explains what it does. The whips and gems in the upper right are totally not worth it. These little green things here are blindness potions. If you touch one, you'll become invisible for a while, which sounds like it would be great, but not in this game, because the monsters can still see you perfectly fine, and if you can't see where you're doing, you can run into hazards and all kinds of stuff. Now, I could go down there and get that magic bomb and a few more gems. I'd have to expend 2 whips to do it. Well, a minimum of 2. Now that was some destruction for you. Deforestation. Just part of the life of an adventure. I probably should have gone down and seen if I could get rid of one of those trees in one shot. But too late to worry about it now. That whip would require expending one, so not going to bother with it. And I think it's time to make our leave. Just gotta find our way back to the exit I opened up at the beginning of the level. And exiting this with 66 gems and 15 whips. Moving on to level 3. So this one looks kind of intimidating. And what we want to do is pretty much go across the middle here. Get these whips. The monsters are not attacking us right now, which... well, actually, that tablet explains it. So I guess I'll get the tablet first. Yeah, now... I want to go down, whip through these. We'll go get the tablet. And there we go. Many creatures only attack after triggered in some way. Okay, I guess that's technically proper English. So here's where that monsters can eat crumbled walls and destroy both of them comes in real handy. Because we can just have them eat the walls and die. Got another whip power ring. We're already up to 2. That's a better than even chance of destroying any wall. So, the bottom half of the level... oh, excuse me. Actually, it might not be a bad idea to go up and get those creature zap spells. So I think I'm going to do that. And run into one of those green monsters, which, as I mentioned, deal 2 damage. Root of them. Fear the wild O's with umlauts. We're going to have to come up to this part of the level anyway, because those little eyes with the... oh, I always forget what that symbol is called, that particular diacritic. Like the Macron or Breve or something. I'm not going to get all the letters anyway, so not too much point in getting that K. Oh, also, the green ones move faster than the red ones, and the blue ones mostly faster still. Hey, you ate my whips. Might as well go get these teleports. Teleports can be more useful than one might expect too. And then we will go get this whip. Now, those gems are kind of a pain to get. And we don't want to get the blue thetas, because those will speed up the monsters. Whoops. Let's see if we can lure them up. Just... Not the U's. Please don't let me be attacked by the U's. And I don't mean the sheep. Can we get any more of these gems? Probably not, but we can get the teleport scrolls. Actually, wait a minute. Why didn't I go with the other creature zap spell? Whoops. Shoot. Well, I mean, I'm only one gem down from what I was at the end of level 2, so that's not too terribly bad. But ideally, all of my resources continue to increase throughout the game. So here's our other key. And we're gonna get monstered. Oh, I guess we didn't. Okay, now can I go down there and get those other gems? Or at least some of them? Well, we're up to 72. That's something. That's more than we had before. And now we can just finish the level. These purple outlet-looking things are doors. And to get through those, we need keys. Now, these little dots are teleport traps. If you touch them, you'll be teleported somewhere else in the level. So, of course, they put them right by the exit. We can just get the teleport and go ahead and walk back, but there are a lot of monsters in the way, so I'm just going to whip them away. I guess I could have gotten that gem, but... Moving on to level 4, another randomly generated one, and this one looks intimidating, but... Remember what I said about monsters and crumbled walls. With this one, pretty much just stand as deeply into a wall as you can, and then watch as all the monsters suicide on the walls. Assuming you can get behind a wall, anyway. Ow, actually, we took quite a bit of damage. I need you to kill yourself by running into walls. And you're not killing yourselves by running into walls fast enough. Come here. Well, there's just that one lonely little lowercase o with an umlaut up in the top right corner. Oh, and the outside of the area is electrified. It's an electrified wall. You don't take any damage from touching it, but you do lose points after the first time, I think. So yeah, now we can just go around, get all the treasure, and hey, that one remaining monster also suicided. Great. Whoops. How many points? Okay, you lose 20 points each time. I mean, I never pretended to be intimately familiar with every aspect of Kroz games, especially since some things differ slightly from game to game. I think Kroz 5 is pretty much the same engine as Kroz 4. All the same stuff. Just different levels. But I don't know. Most of what I did learn about these games came from a game guide, so... So there's the exit. We don't particularly need to go there just yet. Because, hey, we have more stuff to get and no monsters in the way. Okay, just a few more nuggets and whips to get, and then we're out. And there we go. Done with level 4. 81 gems, 63 whips, 12 teleports, and no extra keys. So I'd say that's pretty good for one episode. 4 levels, that's about the standard, that's what I did before. There are 20 levels total in the game, and before I split it up into 5 episodes, so I figure I'll do the same this time. So, I will see you in level 5 next time.